Hey, what's up? Whoa. Cool. Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films. So I got a comment recently, and it was a request to do sort of a breakdown of a wedding that I shot last September 2015. And so that's what I want to do. I want to do a director's commentary of my setups, what lenses I was using, cameras, how many operators, second shooters I had. So yeah, without any further ado, here's the director's commentary. All right, let's get started. Let's do a little director's commentary on this wedding video. All right, so this wedding was just the two of us. It was myself and my assistant named Imani. It was the two of us. I had a Canon C100 and Imani had a 5D Mark III. We had 35mm prime, 50mm prime, and a 24-70 that the two of us just kind of shared and traded off back and forth. So usually at the start of the day, we got location shots, detailed shots, flowers, prep shots. And so for this first shot here, Tara is writing to her husband-to-be. So she's writing her vows. We want to get that shot. It's kind of intimate. And so you notice like there's two different shots, and it seems like we have multiple camera angles. And what actually was happening, that was all about 10 minutes of time, and that was just one camera person, I think it was myself, and just kind of framing that shot, and then framing the next shot, and then framing those next shots, and then through the power of editing, kind of seemed like it's all kind of one single action with three cameras there. I like to cut it with detailed shots, and then I kind of cut the video with location shots, like this building here. Add a little bit of motion to the mirror shot. This is one of my favorite shots. And you're all kind of cutting it together, making it seem like time is shorter than what it is. A great way to change locations, a good transition method to use is to use detailed shots. So if you want to get those rings, get this potted plant, it kind of takes away from where you are at the location, and you're able to kind of transition to the next scene or the next segment of the highlights video. I love getting the dress. I love getting the tuxedo. Them getting dressed is fun. This was a fun shot where he had his groomsmen help him out. Again, cut the scene with flowers, bouquets. Getting the dress on is critical for a videographer. You do not want to miss that. And you may have to avert your eyes for a second, but it's a great detailed shot to get. It's usually a loving moment between the mother and the daughter, and maybe the sister. And the dress always has like these beautiful, elegant details and buttons and facets and lace, and it makes for a nice shot if you want to get on like a 50mm. Get real tight, get a nice shallow depth of field, and it looks really nice. So here, with these oak leaves, we're kind of transitioning now from the prep into the ceremony. So for this setup, we had myself on a tripod, and we had Imani on his 5D Mark III on a monopod. These are his shots from the monopod, and this is my shot back here from, if we'll go back a frame, you can actually see Imani running around from the back of the ceremony to the front of the ceremony to get that next shot. So I was locked off on a tripod. I was monitoring two lavaliers, which you can actually see there on his tie. So I had to monitor the audio, and I was sort of the safety shot, the kind of the locked off shot, and make sure that Imani could get whatever the kind of risque shots. He can get the dangerous shots, the shots that may not make the cut. I would always have the master shot. You want to have a lot of safety with the ceremony, especially the ceremony. So I was on a tripod here. I had Imani on a monopod kind of roaming around, and then I had my Canon 70D in the back just recording on a still tripod. It was very wide angle, 24mm, and it was just recording the entire time. So Imani and I are able to get these kind of cross shots. This is from Imani's angle when he was on a tripod. This here is my angle when I was on my tripod on the left side. And since it's a highlights video, you don't have to go too far into the ceremony. Sometimes they want the vows, sometimes you don't have to get the vows. And then once the ceremony's over, they always have like this private moment with the photographer. So as a videographer, it's nice to kind of slip in there. For this, we were on a tripod and a slider, and we had 24mm. And then I used sort of a lens flare film burn to kind of change over to now the reception. On this shoot, I actually remember implementing this technique where you just use a tripod, and because I saw so many like cool videos where they just had used a tripod, whereas before I thought you needed a monopod, stabilizer, gimbal, Ronin, sliders, all this fancy stuff. but they were able to make some really cool shots with just tripods. So I was kind of challenging myself on this wedding to just do tripod shots. So as you can see, I'm adding movement to my shots by kind of panning to the left to right, kind of panning into the action, and I think it worked out pretty well. It was a nice way to kind of limit my creativity. It was a nice way to kind of channel my creativity in a different way than just relying on fancy equipment. So again, panning into the shots, a nice location establishment, and then that kind of shifts the time a little bit. So now we're at the reception, we're doing the toast, we're showing what time of day it is, and these toasts were nice because we had 2 cameras. I was on the speaker, Imani was on the bride and groom, and then during the reception, we had just getting those detailed shots. Get the close-ups, get that nice bokeh filter, tossing the bouquet. It's critical. You want to have 2 cameras on that at all times. And then as the night kind of dies down, kind of slows down, you kind of want to get these intimate shots. And here for my cut, I pulled back a previous video to kind of make it seem like they were thinking about the earlier that day, and kind of like tie it all together from the beginning of the video to the end of the video, and to now the send-off. So the send-off was there, and it's a very sweet video, and roughly 3.5 minutes, and that was the end of the video. So that is just a breakdown of what I was using. Again, I was using a 35mm, a 50mm 24-70 zoom lens, and we had a C100, a Canon 70D, and a 5D Mark III. It was just the 2 of us, and we were able to kind of split the roles up pretty nicely. Oh, one lens I forgot to mention in that was I was using a 70 to 200mm long-range zoom lens. I use that for ceremonies because usually the pews and the whole aisles are really far away, and you, the camera operator, have to stand pretty far away too from the altar. So it's nice to have that range. 70 to 200 on a Super 35 CMOS sensor. That's pretty good. It's good distance. Like, that's enough for if you're, say, about 10 yards away, you get a medium shot to a close-up. So forgot to mention that one lens on there. Sweet, awesome. Again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. I hope I was pretty clear on this. So if you guys have a suggestion for a video that you want me to make, I will be happy to make it. Send me a suggestion. What questions do you have about filmmaking, or what kind of video or opinion you'd like to see? I think it's kind of fun. I like having you guys sort of work with me for the Valley Films video blog, and we come up with the ideas together, make it happen, and we get videos like these. So thanks for watching again, guys. And my name is Jordan Anderson, and we'll see you next time in the Valley Films video blog.
I found a heart that was just like mine. Yeah, he makes me laugh and he lets me cry.